Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Thank y'all for jumping on. This is Eric. Man, it's early. Well, not really. Usually I'd be out walking right now, but I cannot because it's raining. Well, I could, but it wouldn't be smart. So, do me a favor as you jump on, drop your city and state, like, share, and tag. This is for all the entrepreneurs, business owners out there. Let me get your opinion on this thing, right? Let me get your opinion on this thing. So, like I said, usually I'd be walking right now, but excuse me, it's raining outside, and I didn't want to get wet, so I got up, took my dog out. She did her thing. Of course, I had my umbrella, making sure that I stay as dry as possible because I can't be getting sick. Can't be getting sick. But I wanted to talk to y'all this morning about some things, and hopefully I can get some clarity, or hopefully we can have a conversation and it be some thought-provoking information. So as you jump on, do me a favor, drop your city and state, like, share, and tag. Let's see, hold on for a second. I'm adding this to another platform. So let me go ahead and get this thing cracking over here. Bring up some more people on another platform. Grand Rising. Grand Rising. C and Lee, Malele, how you doing? All right. Out of Philly. So like I said, guys, do me a favor if you are watching, if you're going to hang around. I know it's early for some people. Some people either getting ready to go to work, you're at work, or you getting ready to get off work. But what I want you guys to do is take advantage of this time, free comment, conversation, information. Drop your city and state, like, share, and tag. Jackie Marie Hyde from Florida. Is this your first time, Jackie? If this is your first time, drop me number 1, please. Thank you for viewing. If it's not, that's cool. Drop a number 2, everybody. If it's your first time watching, drop a number 1. If you've been here before, drop a number 2. Hey, I'm going to talk about why people would rather accept the idea of a side hustle, or the words side hustle versus accepting a business. So my name is Eric, coming in from Columbia, South Carolina, and I have these talks on a regular basis. Like I said, usually I would be walking right now. Man, it's been wet all night. It rained all night, man. So I've been up since about 3:30 this morning, and getting my thoughts together, meditating, all that good stuff, man. Simple but fancy. Thanks for jumping on. Getting my thoughts together and everything. And I was just wondering about the mindset of some personalities. So I remember having this conversation with one of our business owners that came by yesterday. And we had a conversation, and we were talking about stuff like tax season going forward. We were talking about, record keeping, just brief conversations. He's one of the guys that comes by on a regular basis, and he's one of the rare people that are men. That's our customers that come by. So it's always great to have a conversation with another male, and especially a business-minded person. So we were talking, and man, I wish I had my other phone. I could be streaming to IGs right now as well. But anyway, so we were talking, and the conversation came up about why people would rather accept a side hustle before they accept a business, a legitimate business. And I think it comes back to, I said it came back to fear. That's what I said. I said, I think people are afraid that they're going to fail. I think people are afraid to accept it, because if they accept it, then that means that the pressure is on them to succeed. Grand Rising, everybody. As you jump on, drop your city and state, like, share, and tag. That's what I said. I said, I think it's that people are afraid that if they accept that they are operating a business, or that they are to start a legitimate business. And I don't just mean creating an LLC. I'm talking about really taking the business seriously, tracking their records, monitoring their income, monitoring their expenses, their profit and loss, their balance sheet. I think that if people actually started to track those things, I think that they would be afraid that if they're not able to keep it up, that they would fail. That was my opinion. But something he said that hit me dead in the gut. Do y'all want to know what he said? Do y'all want to know what he said? He said that he believes that a lot of people would rather call it a side hustle, or would rather not take their business seriously, because they do not want to accept the responsibility of actually running a legitimate business. Man, I was standing up, and if I had been sitting in the chair, I probably would have fell out of the chair. Grand Rising, Tanita, thanks for jumping on out of Jersey. Guys, listen, what do y'all think? Do y'all think that people don't accept or admit or go into it because or take it seriously because of accepting the full responsibility of being a business owner? Do y'all think that's what it is? The topic is why people would rather accept a side hustle before a business. These are to the people who find the word side hustle more appealing. And I guess that should have been the question too. Why do people find the word side hustle more appealing than they do a business? I think it's bigger. I think they want to stay relatable and not seem bigger than they are. Yeah, that could be something, Crystal. That could be something. Hey, Grand Rising Professor, thanks for jumping on. We're talking about today why people would rather accept a side hustle before they accept a business. Why would they call it a side hustle instead of calling it a business? And one of our customers, a guy that I was talking to yesterday, he came at me and he said, hey, you know what? I think it's because people don't want to accept the full responsibility of business ownership, what that actually means. Now, someone said that they think they want to stay relatable and not seem bigger than they are. How is now that's a valid comment. That's a valid statement. That's even deeper. I like that better. Afraid to fully take on the financial risk. That's great. But I like this better, Crystal. Crystal says now it's easy to drop a side hustle than a full business. That goes along with it's easier. It's easier not to accept the full responsibility. I think that falls more in line with why personalities think the way that we think. I want you to think about something. I don't think that a side hustle would be more relatable unless you're dealing with hustlers. Ooh. See, now it goes back to the type of personalities that we're hanging around and the type of customers that we want to attract. I get your point. Wanting to be more relatable. But now that seems to me that we are now dumbing ourselves down so people can feel better. Please don't let that be the case. I agree because I agree because it's a lot. And if you don't have a support system or the money, to me, it's almost impossible. Talk to me about this then. How much support do we have when we have a full-time job? I need you to kind of not convince me, but make it clear to me, what type of support do we have when we have a full-time job? something that can be taken away from us in an instant. There's lots of different reasons why. And I'm hoping that somebody would be as transparent as Z and Lee is being right now, because we need to understand this so we can address it, so we can move forward. I had no support when I started. It's just like any other job, honestly. How much support do we actually have from a 9 to 5? You go to a job, you accept the job offer. You go to the job and you get an orientation. Okay? Let's get on that side of it for a minute. We accept the job, we show up at the job, and we go through an orientation. We are assigned a trainer, so to say. We're assigned a trainer. Somebody who is going to get us to a point to where we can be the robot that they need. Y'all gonna get tired of me in a minute. To do specifically what they want us to do. I have a lot of support from my coworkers, but not as much from my family members. We're talking about a job, we're talking about a business, we're talking about a side hustle. See, on that job, the support that we have is from the management or the manager or the hiring person that actually hired you. See, that business owner wants you to be successful so they can use your talents to make money. Oh, hold on, Z and Lee. Hold on. You're not wearing all the hats at your job. There's a lot of people who get started on the job today, and by day 365, they're doing more than the scope that they got hired to do. Would y'all agree? How many people got hired for a job to do one thing, and then slowly but surely management started adding things in? I jumped on late, but for me, I think it's just education. Many do not understand what having a business is. I agree. Many people don't know what that responsibility level is. They don't understand what it means to be a business owner. And when they don't understand, what happens to human nature when we don't understand? We back up. We back up. We avoid. We're afraid. We push away. We're standoffish. That's what happens. If we stop focusing on the support, we will grow. Got to drop the support mindset. Ooh, if you're one. I never thought about it like that. I don't know what you do, Crystal, but if you do anything concerning writing things down, and if you do anything about writing things down or putting prints on stuff, I think you might need to put that on a t-shirt or something. You got to drop the support mindset. I love it. You wear all the hats, no matter if it's a business or side hustle. Yeah. And once again, how many people started a job and then later on they were given more responsibilities? They were given more responsibilities. Grand Rising, if you're just jumping on, drop your city and state, like, share, and tag. My name is Eric, coming in from Columbia, South Carolina. We need to connect. We need to connect, Crystal. Check this out. Crystal dropping something. She dropped the bomb. We gotta drop that support mindset. I got you. Hey, here's the deal. If we look at a job and then look at a side hustle, many people use their main job, the job that they go to, 9 to 5, working for someone else. Nothing's wrong with that. Many people use that as their main source of income. They depend on that job, right or right. Many people. I did for years. Then they get an opportunity to do something other than their job, and they call it something on the side. Right? Right or right. Okay. Now that becomes something that they can do without disrupting their main source of income. But what happens when your main source of income begins to get squeezed until it disappears? Just having a business, just having business articles, a website, an EIN, resale certificate does not equal to a business. Oh, you about to hurt some feelings. There are some there are some people who have all of them and have an official side hustle. Wow. I wish I could add you right now. Hey, Aquisha, thanks for jumping on. I appreciate it. Drop your city and state so everyone can know where you're tuning in from. Oh, that's, you know what? I thought I hit them in the gut with things. We had this conversation the other day. A lot of people think because they get their LLC, because they get their articles, because they get the resale certificate, because they get an EIN, a website, because they even get the 9 things that makes your business credible and believable, that they actually run the business, that they actually have a business. How many of you have kids? If you have a kid, if you have a child, a kid is a billy goat. I'm sorry. If you have a child, drop a number 3 in the comments. Drop a 3 if you have a child. I want to show you something. If you got a child, drop a number 3. No matter how old they are, drop a number 3 if you have a child. I'm gonna see who's gonna participate. I know it's early, man. If you driving, you shouldn't even be watching this. If you're driving to work right now, you should not be watching, okay? If you're at work, listen, I can't hire you, so you need to be careful, okay? I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to try. Listen, I'll try to help you get some passive income, some other streams, but I can't hire you, all right? So if you have a child, drop a number 3. So here's the number 3s. Now listen, I want you to understand something. If you have a business, that's a child. Remember, your child could not feed themselves? Remember when they were babies, they couldn't feed themselves? You had to teach them how to eat. For women who breastfed, they had to teach the baby how to latch on. They had to teach the baby. And now I know the baby put the nipple in the mouth from the bottom when they're going to suck, but you had to make sure the hole was just big enough so they wouldn't get too much, but they get enough. You understand what I'm saying? I hope y'all following the analogy. Hope you following the analogy right now. Y'all see this? That's what y'all do when y'all go out and y'all talk about, I'm going to go shop at big box companies and I'm going to make it rain. See, we got to understand something, right? Watch this. If you have a child, you got to feed it. If you don't feed it and feed that child correctly with the right food and give it the right nourishment, it will not grow up to be big and strong. Same thing with your business. Your business is your baby. And if you can't feed your business and your business can't grow up to be big and strong, I need y'all to double tap over here. If y'all not double tapping, then nobody will come in. If you're not feeding your business to be big and strong, then what's going to happen is your business is not going to grow. Don't worry about it. I'll double tap. I need y'all to double tap over here. I want y'all to understand something. Your business is your baby. And unless you are feeding your baby with the right food, and you don't feed your baby sometimes. See, a baby, right? When it's a baby and it's in different stages, a baby can get up to get fed every 3-4 hours, right? I mean, some y'all mothers, y'all fathers, y'all understand. Y'all, if y'all were involved, you know what I'm saying? You should remember. I don't care how long ago it was. You remember getting up in the middle of the night feeding your baby. Yes, my business is a baby. Got to feed her. Got to bring her around people. Got to protect her. Yeah, you got to understand that. See, when we were parents and we had kids as a young parents and young kids, we had to feed that child. That baby had to be fed on a regular basis. They wake you up in the middle of the night. Some of y'all businesses are waking y'all up in the middle of the night and y'all not feeding it. Oh, somebody gonna hear me in a minute, man. Why is it so acceptable to receive the word side hustle and not business? That's the conversation. If you're just jumping on and you want to weigh in, that's really the conversation. The question is, why is it that we find it so acceptable to say it's a side hustle? Is building a business challenging? Yeah. Is starting a new job stressful and challenging? Yeah. Is creating or operating a side hustle challenging? I wouldn't know. I ain't never had one. I don't feel like I'm better than anybody. I'm just being honest. I never had a side hustle. Side hustlers came across having no organization, but at a job that is not their responsibility. Ooh. I think I want to talk about that responsibility. Having a business brings on responsibility. Having a child brings on responsibility. You see the correlation? Why is it, guys, that people would rather accept a side hustle than a business? So we talked last night and he said, you know what? He said, I think it's that people don't want to accept the full responsibility of being business owners. And although many of us may not be educated on the subject matter, although many of us may not know where to get started, although many of us may not understand what that actually means and grasp the full concept of it, it's still something that we need to take into consideration. Just because we don't accept the full responsibility, here's something else that a lot of people don't know. People think that when they have a side hustle, that's just free money. Let's get into that part. Agree? Disagree? Y'all know anybody who think because they have a side hustle and they're making money in their side hustle that that's free money? You know what I mean when I say free money, right, y'all? Many will start off as a side hustle. How long after monetizing one's skills should one shift to run a business? Ooh, you know what? I think that is okay. So, let's address that too. Let me see. I know that people like that. They don't have to take it to Uncle Sam. Oh, yes, they do. They do have to take it to Uncle Sam. They just don't know that they do. Even illegal activity has to be reported to the IRS. As crazy as it sounds, go and check the publications. All income, illegal and legal, is supposed to be reported. Yeah. That's what education do for you, man. That's what education would do for you. Many will start off as side hustles. How long after monetizing one's skills should one shift to running a business? I think that is an excellent question, and I think it's going to depend on the person's mindset. Because your mindset is what gives you the ability to grow and excel. And if your mindset never shifts, y'all saw me spit, I spit. If your mindset never shifts to being a business owner, then that personality will forever keep it a side hustle. The question is that mindset willing to shift? The parents that don't accept full responsibility. Yeah, of course. Lots of them. Let me see. Yep, big difference between the two. I know people like that. Oh, I read that one. Trust I know. I'm like, okay, bud. Yeah, they don't care, man. They want their portions. They want their portions, man. Check it out. If you're making money on the side, on the front, on the middle, on the end, it doesn't matter. By law, IRS publications say that we are supposed to report all income, whether it is made legally or illegally. And that's the difference between somebody actually understanding how money works and business and all those things. But you're right. So I want to go back to this question. How long after monetizing their skill set do or should they shift to running a business? And I got to stand on this. And everybody has their opinion, but I got to stand on this. It has to do with their mindset before they shift. Think about it. If somebody is monetizing their skills, they may be good at what they do, but they may be around the wrong personalities. They may be around the wrong people, the wrong individuals, and they may never shift. Street pharmacists are business owners or have the ability, the propensity to be business owners. Many of them understand business more than people who are in a legitimate, set of business. But it goes back to mindset shift. Now, someone over here is saying that it's not hard to legally start a business, but it is challenging to be mentally in the mental mind space to be a business owner. Anybody can start a business. We're not talking about that. I got you, and it makes sense. But what we're talking about is why would people rather say they got a side hustle than saying they got a business? Quisha says, I have to change my mindset. We all do. And it's a continuous thing. Starting a business and running a business is two different things. Starting a business and taking the responsibility to learn how to run a business more effectively and more efficiently. See those words? I'm learning how to, be more political, more PC. Had an experience in the business the other day, and I was reminded of the tools that I have in my backpack, in my knapsack. I got some tools in my knapsack, and I had to pull out my my Audible, my book, one of my books that says How to Win Friends and Influence People. So I had to go back and look at that. That's the growth. I've had a business for 20 years and coached others I know. Yeah, it is the growth. So question to everyone out there. Just having a conversation, man. No need to sling. Hey, no need to sling our credentials. No need to sling our credentials. We're not getting personal out here. We're just having a conversation. All right. I believe that everybody's making a valid point. I just, to the people who are currently operating in the mindset of a side hustle. Oh, you got that book? Yeah, I gotta read it. I read that book. Well, I listened to the Audible about 6 times, man, because I used to be up and down the road, and I love it. But I gotta get a refresher, man, because I had an altercation with a customer, man. So not that the customer's always right. I'll never believe that, but I gotta get my stuff together. But yeah, what was I saying? I digress. Yes. For those people out there who are operating, in a business sense, you're making transactions. And I'm not going to go to Webster or Google or Wikipedia, but by definition, or we should know by definition, of businesses is an entity, a thing, something that has products and services, right? Somebody else wants those products and services other than the person that owns it. And that person that's running that business, or that entity that's running that business, the company, corporation, whatever, they are attempting to make a profit. Now I'm going to ask you a question. To all the people out there who may be involved in a side hustle, or people who know people who are involved in a side hustle, do you think that people operate a side hustle with the intent to make a profit? Some people rather live rich and die poor. It is what it is. Hey, you know what? Just having a conversation. That's all I'm saying. I think that people who usually looking to make quick money. So quick money, I mean, they're hoping to make a profit on what they're selling, though, right? I don't want to confuse myself by asking the question. If they buy something for $1, they're usually trying to flip it for $2 or $3. So they're looking to make a profit, right? I'm not, I know they're not going to buy something for $1 and sell it for $1. That's not, maybe I don't want to confuse myself. Back to the thing. So, well, if that's the case, then I think a lot of people who operate in the mindset of a side hustle, I think that they're thinking a lot of times they're thinking that, hey, it's just a side hustle. I don't have to report any of this income to the IRS. And by not doing so, then I get to keep all of my money. But it ain't just it's not just side hustles that don't understand what I'm about to say next. And whether you've been in business for 2 minutes, 2 years, or 20 years, there are a lot of business owners that don't understand this. I'm talking about fully understand. I'm not talking about to where you go and do it yourselves. I'm talking about grasp the concept. How do I know? I've talked to people who've been in business for several years and really don't understand the tax laws. See, people who go and do side hustles and they get their money. So this is the table. Y'all, you ever heard the expression getting money under the table? So people who do side hustles, they most times, not all the time, but most of the time they're getting their money under the table, which means in their minds, and I can't begin to think or know that I know what somebody's thinking, but I believe that in their mind some of those people think that they don't have to report, and by them not reporting they're saving money. But there's a lot of people who either they're business owners or side hustlers that still don't understand the tax system, and that the tax system was created for business owners, and business owners have more benefits, more deductions, more ability to write off their lifestyle and keep more of their money. But if they're just side hustling and they don't report their money, they're not keeping the money that they make. They're losing possible tax deductions that they can actually get more money. It's to make more money. It's to make more profit, because it goes back to keeping or securing. See, a lot of business owners are not spun up. I'm not going to say that they don't know at all, but a lot of business owners are not spun up on the idea of how to keep their money via tax deductions. Oh, they've been privy to hiring somebody. I went and hired a CPA. Had this conversation the other night. What steps did you take to hire that CPA? What education do you have to hire somebody? That sounds like a slap in the face, but I need to break this thing down so it can forever be broken. So it can forever be broken. How do you know how to hire somebody to do your taxes? How do you qualify that person? How do you allow that person to disqualify themselves if you don't understand that side of the business? See, y'all, I'm gonna stop talking to y'all because y'all stop double tapping. I know I'm dropping some jewels. I'm getting some conversation over here on this other side, but over here, y'all ain't double tapping. Am I not talking good talk? Is it not good information? Tell me if it ain't valuable, man. Just go ahead and get off. Do me like that. Do me that. I ask questions to successful people who have used them. That's a good start. But now, what is success? See, we can keep on going with this. What level of success have they experienced? Does that person know your business? That's the question you should be asking. I think anyway, just my opinion. Because somebody who is doing a taxes for a trucking company may not understand how to do taxes for a retail company. Because retail keeps inventory. And inventory can't be written off until it's actually sold. And a lot of tax professionals who specialize in certain taxes and in certain areas don't know that, because at the end of the day, education is subject specific. I'm just saying, I'm not questioning your tactics, but just conversation. Because remember, when I come on here, when we have these conversations, even as all these platforms are open to the entire public, there are lots of new people coming on here. And when I ask these questions, they're not meant to be redundant or rhetorical questions. They're meant to be questions that are going to be thought-provoking, so we can actually pique the interest of people who may not know. And the answers that we're getting from the participants are helpful in getting this information out, because at the end of the day, how is somebody going to learn if they don't interact? Every once in a while, I go and I look at somebody's followers. Every once in a while, I click over here and I look at people's followers, and I look and I see, man, this person or that person has a lot of followers. And I'm wondering, how much information are we actually sharing? Do we feel led or compelled to share? Not sharing just because we want to get something out of it. That side hustle profit get you a vacation with the feds. Only if you don't report it. Only if you don't report it. My hope is to inform personalities so they can hopefully become educated, or want to become educated, to do the research to become educated, so we can set aside excuses that's stopping us from becoming successful. Because there are a lot of people that I talk to on a regular basis who say they want to get to the next level. But instead of them, I'm at a stoplight right now. What other questions should we ask this? Should we ask to hire the CPA? I'll talk to you later about that. But my hope is to get people involved so they won't make excuses to their success. Questions that you should ask your CPA: how well versed are they with the tax system? You can ask them, when was their last update? Everybody, the CPAs, tax professionals, they have to take a yearly checkup. Okay. I think one of the questions would be to ask them, do they understand your specific type of business? I think that's important. I think it's important to ask them, will they be able to handle your account? Because some people take on clients and they can't handle them. Yep. Do they understand your e-commerce website? Does it integrate with the system? Integration is going to help you, not them. But yeah, does it integrate? Do they understand the merchant accounts that are attached to that merchant account? Lots of different things. Grand Rising Kyra, thanks for jumping on. I do want to rise, but slowly and the right way. Well, hey, this is a self-paced race. However, some of us are not moving. Not as fast as I would like, but some of us are really not moving when we think we are. Just because, y'all remember when we was kids and we see cars moving, or we just sitting still and we see cars moving, it feels like we moving, but we really ain't. Some people ain't moving. Can they handle the transactions? You bring in 3K or more. Yeah. Can they handle, or have they worked with large accounts before? Because you may be a large account. Do they understand QuickBooks? Are they certified? Well, that's your choice, ma'am. We don't do QuickBooks, but I get you. Do they understand your record keeping software? Yeah. For you, it was QuickBooks. Um, yeah, yeah, different record keeping softwares. I mean, now you got to ask yourself: Are you having them to do your books, or are you having to do your taxes? It's two different things. But I got you. You're making sense. We there. Um, back to the original question: Why would people rather, or why people would rather accept a side hustle before accepting a business? There is a lot of things that go into running a business, um, and it can be challenging, but it's not impossible. Not impossible. The most challenging thing I believe in operating a business is becoming educated enough so you can get started and stay going, getting the right information or enough of the correct information so you can go and do your research. Everything ain't for everybody. Everything that I say is not going to apply to everybody. It's not. We have people on these platforms who've been in business for decades. There's people who have been in business for months. And then you have your in-betweens. Each person is at their own level in business. Hey, don't get it twisted. Just because you've been in business for decades, that doesn't mean that you can't learn from somebody who's just getting started, especially if you are not focusing on certain things. Remember, education is subject specific. We have 5 businesses. 2 that we've been focusing on lately is our retail business and our business building company. Our business building company teaches tax strategies, business building education, financial education, business finances. So I take it personal and I actually research the updated tax laws, not so I can do taxes, not so I can tell you who to hire for your CPA, but to give you ideas about what questions you may want to ask, or to give you ideas about what software you may want to use, or to give you ideas about certain things you can write off. See, as a business owner, you have the luxury of writing off things that you're going to pay for anyway. As a side hustler, you don't have that luxury. See, the other thing about side hustling that people don't know is that a lot of side hustlers are good with numbers, but they ain't good with math. Y'all will get it in a minute. A lot of side hustles are good with numbers, but they're not good with pricing. Y'all will get it in a minute. And I think a side hustler hustles on the side with an intent to make money. So I got to go back to what the young lady said when she said no. I think I understand what she's saying now, and I get it. They want to make a profit, but they hustle with the intention of making money. And they think that making money is a profit. Man, well, I wish I had her name. What's her name? The young lady that was on here. She hit it dead on the head. I had to think about it. Miss Biz Boss Jess. Not sure if you're still there or not, but you are right. I agree with you 155%. Side hustlers don't hustle on the side with the intent to make a profit. That's not their mindset. They hustle on the side with the intent to make money, and making money and making a profit is not the same thing. Side hustle ain't thinking about that margin. They're not thinking about the gas that they spent to go get that product. Yeah, quick money. And she was right. And it had to resonate. I wanted to in my mind. They don't think about the business aspect of it. They don't. They think about the right now. Man, if I spend 200 and I make 400, I'm good. I doubled my money. That don't mean you made a profit. See, many people slide into business from a career of being a consumer on a job, and they associate making money with making a profit. That's kind of like the idea of income versus cash flow. Income and cash flow is two different things. Income is what you make. Cash flow is what you have left over and keep. So just because somebody makes a lot of income, that don't mean they're cash flow positive. They may make a lot of income and they may be, in a lot of debt. In all my teaching, I've learned that pricing correctly is driven by fear of rejection. Ooh, you know what? You bringing up some topics. Let me get my pen and write some of this stuff down. You better say that pricing is driven Yeah, I'm writing it. Y'all should be writing it too. She said pricing. She says, in all my teaching, I have learned that pricing correctly is driven by fear of rejection. That's why I need y'all to talk. We can learn from each other. Yeah, that was great. That wasn't just good. That was great. Yeah. That's honestly speaking, 365, Shakia the Professor. If y'all not following her, y'all need to consider following her YouTube. Her TikTok is Shakia the Professor. Y'all can find her. Pricing correctly is driven by fear of rejection. People who side hustle, people who hustle on the side. Man, do y'all know where the word hustle came from? Street people, pool halls, night walkers, criminal activity. But what we did was we decided to slide it into a professional sense. Business. I don't want to leave the condo, but I got to get kids up to school, get to my shop. Hey, listen, let's connect. Following you right now. Appreciate your interaction. We can talk later on. Love to continue to talk to you. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. Be safe out there. Let go of the fear. Let me see. Responsibilities and my mental health stops me a lot. So, yeah, it's never, hustle has never been a good word. Since when has hustle been a good word? I mean, I used to play sports, and when we was on the football field and in the track field, they say hustle up, let's go, hustle up, let's go. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Dennis? A long time. Hope all is well. But when has hustling ever been a positive word? We made it positive. We made it fit to make us feel better. See, if I am a side hustler and I don't not just legitimize. See, when you say legitimize your business, I need y'all to understand, man, it ain't about paperwork. It's about mindset. It's about legitimizing your actions. Legitimizing your business falls in line with legitimizing your actions. Oh, y'all gonna hear it in a minute. In a minute, y'all gonna get it. It ain't about, like the professor said, it's not about going out there and getting your LLC, getting your EIN, getting a website, getting a business phone, getting a business email. It ain't about none of that. That's cool. That's great. That's a great start. But legitimizing your business means that you have legitimized your mindset. You are no longer thinking like you were thinking before. That stinking thinking is gone, and you are no longer in that mental rat race of I just have to make it today, but I'm going to build for tomorrow. You're right. It's sure about the mindset. It's about mindset. See, people, when you say when people say, hey, I'm going to show you how to legitimize your business, they can't change your thoughts. They can influence your thought process. And you can allow yourself to be influenced by opening up yourself to things that are new, by changing your circle, by adjusting your behavior and your attitude, by opening your mental to reading different things. What books are you reading? How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's what I'm going to be going back on today. Because I almost lost my mind on a customer the other day. I know better. Nobody's, perfect. We all fall short. But I was reminded that, hey, you got tools out there. You got to feed your mind on a consistent level. Legitimizing your business doesn't mean, like she said, going out there getting your resale or your retail license. That doesn't legitimize your business. That gets your ducks in a row, paperwork wise. And I'm not saying not to do it. But if your mind never shifts to being a business owner and learning what it takes to include what is required to be successful as a business owner, then you could have stayed on the hustle side. I mean, the side hustle. You get it? See, people, personalities would much rather not accept that responsibility for several reasons. But I do believe it is about the responsibility. I said fear in the beginning, but then I listened to him. He said, it's responsibility, man. I'm not saying that people aren't afraid, but I think people are more afraid of accepting that responsibility than they are of, failing. Yeah. Excuses, man. People make excuses all the time. People failing every day. Somebody on their job right now, mad, pissed off. They failing. But they going back. But a business, you got to make it work, man. Especially if you don't have a job. If this is your only source of income, this is it. And to all the know-it-alls, y'all thought I was going to forget y'all, huh? To all the people who think they know everything and nobody can teach them anything, I wish you all the success in the world. I'd love to see and talk to you later on in the future to see how things work out for you. To all the closed mindset people, to everyone who believes that nobody can tell them anything, they have learned everything on their own. They've not bounced anything off of anybody. They pulled themselves up by their own bootstraps and got it out of the mud. To all those people, I wish you much success. I hope that you have as much success as you deserve and that you can handle. And I'd love to talk to you at a later date. I really would. It's going to be interesting to see the outcome. Side hustles before business. A lot of people look at it differently, but it's only honestly one way to look at it. To run a business and to be successful at running a business, it takes hard work, dedication, but we can't just work hard at what we don't understand. Working hard is not enough. Working hard ain't enough. It's not enough just to work hard, because if we're not working hard at a positive outcome, then we're just literally, spitting in the wind. It's going to get back on us. So we have to understand that it takes education, the proper education. Without the proper information, we cannot be properly educated. So that means that you're going to have to do some research. You may have to get on different platforms to see what different people are talking about, to see how to improve your business, front end, middle, and the back end. Polishing up on your skills, understanding how to run your business, actually knowing how it works and what it takes. You're going to have to do that. It takes that. Understanding the back end, your pricing, understanding the taxes, understanding, it takes a lot, man. Record keeping, hiring the right people. See, a lot of people, watch this. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. A lot of people never been in charge before. And don't realize that when you're dealing with these professionals, that you're actually hiring them. So you got to know how to do an interview. You got to know how to conduct an interview. Got to know what questions to ask. You can't be worried about making somebody else feel uncomfortable. You about to pay them. See, a person that has a side hustle, they ain't got to worry about all that. All they worried about is trying to make some money. They thinking that they're making a profit, but they just worried about making some money. Now, I have to admit, I'm usually at the office right now, and I'll get there soon enough. Matter of fact, D in the bed right now. We've been enjoying these last couple of days, not going in early, but it don't stop. We have got to get up and go to the store. I appreciate each and every one of you jumping on. You have made my morning. I appreciate it. Conversation was great. It almost felt like I wasn't talking to myself because y'all will participate. So I appreciate it. I will let you know more how it goes on how to win friends and influence people. We're going to talk about that book. If you do audibles, I would recommend you get that book, and I'm going to start recommending a couple of other books to help you out. That's helped me. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to recommend it to you, but it's helped me. But feed yourself some good stuff. If you are looking to improve your business's finances, if you're looking for some business education, make sure you tune in. Like, share, tag, and subscribe. We're on here every Monday and Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As a matter of fact, Friday, we have an interview to conduct. So I'm going to be creating a flyer today and pushing it out. And I want everybody to jump on the YouTube and support us as we interview this amazing business owner on Friday. And y'all going to be surprised because the questions I'm going to be asking is going to deal directly with the economy as it relates to the market in general. So, but if you're looking to improve or enhance your financial knowledge, basic financial knowledge, financial education, if you already know, then get off the channel, get off the page. Don't worry about it because we're going to say some stuff that you already know. But if you don't already know and you're looking to improve, definitely, or you want to confirm what you already know, definitely hang out with us because we're going to be continuing to drop some nuggets. If you have not subscribe to our YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is The Blanks Spot. If you have not went over and liked our Facebook business page, it is The Blanks Spot. IG, guess what it is? The Blanks Spot. And on TikTok, Tallywhack, we are The Blank Spot. So just so you know, TikTok, we are not advertising. I mean, we're advertising, but we won't be showing conducting any live interviews. Everything that you're going to see, you have to come over to the YouTube channel and actually see that. Just a thing that we like to do. So once again, my name is Eric, coming out of Columbia, South Carolina. I'm going to go ahead and end this call, but I appreciate you guys. Once again, drop your city, state. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Like, share, and tag. And if you have not subscribed, hit that bell, ding, to be notified. And like I always say, when you know better, that's when you have the ability to do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. I will see everybody at the top because it is too many people struggling at the bottom. Peace.